So, hi everyone, welcome to the website's call. We always begin this call with the introduction of our newest members, and I see Jonathan on the call. Jonathan, would you like to give a brief introduction?
Um, there's some feedback going on, and it's like, but
Yep, it's just yeah, there you go. That happens to me almost every time that I go to start the live stream. It takes like 10 seconds for it to start playing, so you forget about it. And then all of a sudden, anyway, Jonathan, nice to have you.
yeah, I'll just give like a small introduction. But yeah, my name is Jonathan, and I joined like the community, Layer 5 community, in like I think the beginning of August. And yeah, I was like independently studying like web development, and I really wanted to gain some like actual real experience and work with other developers. And I thought Layer 5 was like a really great opportunity, like a really great community, super supportive. And yeah, and I've been really enjoying my time contributing to the community. And yeah.
Welcome to the Jonathan. I assume you already have things to discuss today. If you want, you can add them to the
Yeah. I
Did we lose it?
Jonathan might have hit the wrong button on accident or something.
Okay.
But
We'll wait for him to come back. But in the meantime, do we have anyone else who's attending? Okay, I think Jonathan is back. Jonathan, are you with us? You're on mute if you're speaking. Okay, good. So I see Ashutosh on the call. Ashutosh, is this your first time attending the website's call?
Yeah, it's my first time.
You can introduce yourself to the community. Tell us what brings you here.
Yeah, it's Ashutosh. I'm a DevOps engineer from TCS and Odisha, India. And I joined Layer 5 community just last month. And I've been trying to attending calls to understand what's going on in each of the calls, so that I will start from somewhere. And I have applied for the blog writing also form filled up last time. And yeah, so yeah, that's it for my intro.
Great. It's great to have you here, of course. All right. So is Jonathan back? Yep, Jonathan.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I was like, I don't know why, but like I clicked like it was like got it, like, and then it just like cut for some reason. But I think I pretty much said my like introduction, like everything before like it cut out. And yeah.
Okay, great. Right. So do we have anyone else who's attending the call for the first time? I see two Kamal Singhs. So do we have a different Kamal Singh on the call today?
No, I have joined from phone also and from laptop also.
Great. So I think we are done with the introductions for today. Let's begin with the agenda items. So first up, we had quite a few updates to the, I'll start sharing now. Before we talk about Ishan's topic, I think we had quite a few updates to the service mesh patterns side by Kamal. So Kamal, do you want to show off your recent work?
No, you can share your screen only. All the PRs are merged now. So yes, they will be available on the site.
Right. So you are done with the Navbar
and the About section.
So this is banner. The responsiveness and everything is fixed. So we have a landing. The landing page is ready right now, right? Great. And the About section, this one. Are you talking about that link itself?
No, on the landing page, the About section below the hero section.
Right. Cool, great work. This looks good. I don't think we have Alexis on the call today, so there might be few additional changes, but this looks pretty good for now. All right, so moving on to other components of the service mesh pattern side. Ishan, do you want to talk about your updates?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So the About Layer 5 section on the author's page are almost ready. I'd like to share my screen to show you. I don't know who is in charge of the author's page, the portion on top of my About File layer section.
Abhya was working on it.
Okay, sure. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm ready with the author section and sorry, the About section.
Then we'll move on to her.
Yeah, sorry. I'm on it. Can you guys see the screen?
Yep.
I still don't have the fonts, brand font available on my repository for some reason. But other than that, I think the section is ready.
If I'm not wrong, the fonts must be globally defined, right? You don't have to specify a font for this specifically. Like since we have the About section merged as well, it should be using the same font. So I think if you remove the font that you're using, it should be defined globally.
Okay, so you're saying that I should remove any specified font for a specific class or a division in the CSS file?
Yeah, because it's defined globally and it should be consistent throughout the site. So you won't have to define the font just for this component.
Okay, sure, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Other than that, any suggestions, any updates that I should work on?
I think this integrates with the authors section. So
Right.
once we have that, we can work on merging the two together. But for now, it looks good. Only if you remove the font, I think this is as per the design. So it's right.
Sure, okay. That's it. I'll stop my share now.
Good job on this section. So before we move on to other topics, Bhavya, your topic is not mentioned here, but do you have your demo ready for the About section?
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. I made a PR and in this I received reviews. So according to me on my system, it is okay, but Nikhil and Kamal is saying that it is creating some issues. Can you show? Because actually I was on conference and I joined from mobile. So that's why can you please review it?
What's the issue? That
Actually, Nikhil and Kamal reviewed it. So these are the changes which I need to do. So I can do all these changes. Is that okay? Otherwise, it is all because it is now responsive as well. Like I made the whole thing responsive.
okay, so since you cannot demo today, I don't think we can provide review effectively right now.
Wait.
Right, so I think you should follow the review that Kamal and Nikhil have mentioned, because if it's happening on their system, then this is an existing issue. So
Yeah.
and we are already running behind on this PR. It was supposed to be done 2 weeks back. So hopefully you'll be able to complete it today or by tomorrow at max.
Yeah, I will do it because in my system it is not showing. So I will try to contact Kamal that why it is showing in his system and Nikhil. Okay. Then we will discuss and then I will do some changes. That is okay.
But just to give a heads up, if we don't have this PR ready by next week, we will have to change the assignment. I hope I'm clear about it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no issues. Now site is responsive also because I did everything, but I don't know why it is not rendering in the build. You can see the code for responsiveness as well.
Okay, no problem. So just go through the review once again. You can get in touch with Kamal. I think he'll be open to help you out. as far as I can see, it's just a small issue, and I think Kamal has already tested it out on his machine locally. So just get in touch with him, and I think you'll find a fix for it.
Yeah. Okay.
It is. Am I audible?
Yeah, Kamal, go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying that I have built the site locally. Should I show my screen? This meet our author section.
Yeah. Go.
I will try it. Or we can proceed with the rest. Like it will take some time because many tabs are open and my laptop is lagging. So yeah,
No problem. You can tell me when you're ready.
yeah, sure.
Right. So, any suggestions or questions until now for any of the contributors on this side?
By the way, the chapters of the page is also ready by Jonathan.
The chapters is ready.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So this is. Great, this looks really good. This might not be Jonathan's fault. I think I pointed it out a couple of times that we might need better callouts because it's too many buttons on the page. There was a drop. Okay, I think we have lost the drop down, but we might need improvement as per the design because there's. I feel like this is too much of a repetition of the same block. But Jonathan, good job on the page. This looks great.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, when I was making it and I was looking at the design, it was like there was like two call outs, and I thought it was like yeah, I don't think we need like two of them. But they both take you to the community, the forum page.
I pointed out before, and the design needs update, but I think this is a small section that we'll need the update to. We can take it up as soon as the design is ready. But this looks great.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So, Bhavya will complete her PR, and Jonathan, I'll add notes later on. So let's move on to layer5.io. So first up, I think this is related to this topic itself. So Ishan or Deborah, do you want to share the updates?
Deborah is not on the call. I'll just give a quick update. It's nothing to actually share the screen about. It's just that we both decided to work on the updating the graphic and the date for the Hacktober 2022 site. But then again, I tried to commit to Deborah's branch itself, but for some reason it was not working. So I just opened two PRs. I mean, we opened two PRs, and we'll have Deborah's PRs merged, and then we'll have mine merged. Is what is the update I was going to tell about.
Your PR is about the graphic change.
Yeah.
This still says 2020. It should be 2022 if I'm not wrong.
Okay. No. Okay, I'll check once, maybe. And also, I have one more question on the layer5 side in the open source internships page. How do we update the button which has the same image, the 2021 graphic?
Which page?
Open source internships in the community drop down. Should I share a screen?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, the image, Hacktoberfest, this image.
Yeah. You're talking about this drop down?
No, yeah, the image which is here, the image which was there, yeah, this image.
There should be a markdown file for this page.
No, this is updated. Wait, I'll share my screen if you.
Yeah, please do.
So I was talking about. When you go to community. I was talking about this image here. This is updated. This is done. I was talking about this one which sits here.
It must be a different component. We should have a data file with all the images. You'll have to find it. I can't point it to you right now, but we have a separate component for the internships page, and there's a data file which stores all the internships for the various parts.
Okay.
So over there, you'll have to import the different pictures.
Okay, sure. I'll look into it.
All right. Thank you, Ishan. Just take a look at the images because from the PR, I don't think the issue was to update the graphics. So even that one should say 2020 and remove the service mesh community tagline. Just keep clear files.
Actually, I'm not the one who has made the graphic. Gaurav gave me the graphic from a Figma file. I just imported it from a Figma file.
Yeah, let me share the link so you can update the tagline.
We have a couple of UXers on the call today, right? Can anyone volunteer to help out Ishan with the graphic? Do we have any UXers today?
Bhavya is one of them, as far as I recall.
Okay, never mind. We'll see how we can help you. You can point on the website's channel as well. So if there's no one on the call today, you must find someone on the website's channel.
Okay, sure.
On Slack.
No problem. I'll just put a Slack message on the Slack channel.
Cool. Apart from that, we are sharing this doc where we're listing down issues or good first issue ideas for Hacktoberfest. So I think we discussed on some previous calls that for the integrations page, which Sahil will show in just a minute, we have like the see in action section. It needs to be updated for each integration with screenshots and descriptions. So this is one potential issue, several issues that can be created with each integration. So that is something we'll start doing before Hacktoberfest begins. Apart from that, on the individuals page, add links to visit all integrations. So the point of this is if you have any feature requests or any bugs that you've seen, any suggestions, you can add them into this list and we'll be opening up issues for all the contributors that participate. Leave on
Question. Mr. Tech. Hey, Johnny. Oh, very good. Very good. You knew it was coming. Oh, okay. Yeah, so actually, so Johnny on the call is comfortable with Figma. And there's a couple yeah, so Johnny, there's a ton of things to do with respect to UX. Anyway, I was interrupting just to ask you to go on mute, just because there's a lot of noise. Feel free to unmute anytime, Johnny, that you do want to chime in though. Also, since I've interrupted, I'll say, Mr. Fu, there's a few messages for you in the Zoom chat and the Slack chat. Jump in. Otherwise, it's no fun harassing you because you don't see it.
Yeah, I'll just turn it on. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So yeah, that was it. So if you have any ideas for good first issues, you can add them into this doc. The link is in the meeting minutes. Apart from that, we are planning to host a community meeting this week, which will be sort of a workshop for helping out first-time contributors to ease into open source. And the timing is just perfect because we have Hacktoberfest coming up next, like just after this meeting. The meeting will be on 30th and Hacktoberfest starts from 1st. So I think it'll be very helpful for first-time contributors. So we need to start sharing about this meeting. So I was thinking that since we have a lot of UXers join in the community recently, one of you can probably help out with creating a poster, a social media poster for the event, somewhat related to Hacktoberfest, maybe not related, but it'll be a good graphic illustration that we can post out and gain maximum reach in our social media platforms. So do we have anyone interested right now? Any volunteers? Cool. I'll post.
Yeah, and so we can, yeah, that's a great. I think you were going to say what I was about to say, which is that we could post that as an open issue for a UX designer to give it a shot, and we should be sure to make sure that we're listing the resources that are in the Layer 5 community drive, because there's a whole folder full of like SVGs and sample content for people to kind of iterate on, to the extent that creating something from scratch is a little daunting. So yeah, so actually, if anybody's comfortable editing an SVG or doing a little bit of vector graphic work, whether it's in Figma or Illustrator or any other program, it's a good opportunity. There's another opportunity there's actually a bunch of UX stuff to do, like a ton. But one of them that strikes me that's fairly immediate in nature and relatively small is something that Sahil is tracking, and he'll probably get to it here in a moment. So he'll probably call out the need for some refactoring of some logos, and I'll let him describe that.
So yeah, that was all about this. So if you want to volunteer, you can write on chat or reach out to me on Slack, anywhere. Let's move on to Sahil's topic now. Sahil, do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, sure. Just give me a minute. So, hello everyone. So I've been working on this issue. And basically, the thing was like for the dark mode, some of images was not visible clearly. So I updated some of the images, but some of them still need some work, like which one Docker or like this image can be improved. After that, there are some more issues that we have to fix. Like if you go to this page and you can see that the images is not looking that good. Okay, and like we need to do something about this too. Like, and also we need to update the color for the background color for the inactive integrations. So like that's all I guess. Like if you guys want to help out, then it will be great.
Yeah, there's a couple of things to say here. There actually should be a white version of most of the icons here. At one point we had, as a matter of fact, if you go to layer5io/meshery and then to run meshery, there's a section that has many of the same logos. Yeah, so it's layer5.io/meshery. And then if you click the button, run meshery.
What was it again?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, if you just /meshery, or if you just navigate to the meshery project, either way. Nice. And then on this page, I think even if you're in light mode, when you go to the section that talks about the various platforms that you can run meshery on, which is a little further down here. Some of the logo, like the Helm logo is a good example, or the Azure logo, the AKS, they're in white, and so we have versions of them in white here. And like the Docker one that you just called out, it's in white. The Apple logo is skewed. There's no way that they have that skinny of an apple. It's a little more juicy, a little fatter, wider. So we should not put it on a diet when we put it on the site. But does everybody know, by the way, pop quiz, does everybody know how to ensure that you don't skew the aspect ratio of an image? There's probably 15 ways, which there's one way though that's like, at least it's been my experience, that's really, and it's worth sharing because we've experienced this, I don't know how many times on this call or in the development of this site. And it's counterintuitive. So like, I don't blame anybody for, like I only made the mistake 25 times before I finally at least came to this conclusion, and maybe this is wrong. And if somebody knows better, please teach me. A lot of times what you'll find is, like if you think about an aspect ratio, which is synonymous with skewing an image, you know how if you don't maintain that aspect ratio and you go to like change the width of something or increase the height of your screen, the image you might notice gets funky, right? It gets fatter or skinnier, and it doesn't stay, the ratio of its height to its width doesn't stay, as it should. So it gets skewed, and it's and my perspective is that the most intuitive thing to do is to, well, okay, fine. We need to make sure that we're defining the width and the height, because that way things all stay the same. That way they stay in lock with one another. And, in order for the site to be responsive, like, I guess here's the thing is, the web browsers don't seem to work like that. If that's intuitive to you, that statement, then this next one is maybe counterintuitive. But if you notice, web browsers don't really do it like that, which is like, what Johnny said basically in chat, which is like, just specify width or just specify height. Don't specify both, or you get into trouble with things getting skewed. Kind of weird, because you'd think, but or at least in my mind, that's kind of counterintuitive. But I figured it's worth spending a couple of minutes to sort of share that, because it'll help us all stay out of trouble. If someone can explain this, like the science behind, or like the reasoning behind why browsers interpret it that way, and don't, like if you were to say height 100 and width 100, wouldn't you be in a healthy spot? Wouldn't it all stay the same? Anyway, that's probably what's going on with the Apple logo. My point with Sahil is two things. Is one, Hacktoberfest is coming up. We're quite friendly to Hacktoberfest. Docker Inc., the company, has asked us to partner with them on a few Hacktoberfest ideas, specifically around the Meshry Docker extension. So if you're running Docker for desktop, which at this point, Docker desktop is available on Windows, Mac, and most recently Linux. And it turns out like that Docker extension for Meshry, it's the easiest way to install Meshry. And Meshry has a number of components. Sometimes it becomes difficult for people. The extension is the easiest way. So if you're running Docker desktop, go in, look through the extension marketplace. There's like 20 extensions. Meshry is one of them. Docker wants to have some Hacktoberfest things. We're going to have some ideas out there for people to come work on. One of them has to do with, if you're into React, which you might be if you're on this call, one of them very much so has to do with React and updating the Meshry extension, Meshry UI extension in Docker desktop. So if you're interested, like there's gonna be an issue out later today about it. Wow, just rambling through these different topics. Back to what we were talking about with Sahil. with respect to Hacktoberfest, while some of the logos that he's looking for, that while we do have a white version of some of them, we don't have them for all. And if you think about, if we just go out and create individual issues for each piece of artwork, one, it makes the issues palatable, smaller in size, like a bite-sized issue that someone could come pick up. If it's really easy for one person, then maybe they knock out 5 issues. That's great. They get a t-shirt pretty fast from Hacktoberfest. But yeah, those are the kinds of issues that we should be creating as well. Those are the bite-sized kind that work well for Hacktoberfest. And assuming that any of you, so by the way, all of you are welcome to go create issues like this. If you create one that says color the website hot pink, we'll probably close the issue. But if you say color it green somewhere, we'll find a way to make that fit. Okay, fine. I don't have anything against hot pink. It's just, it was an 80s thing. It's like, we're past that now. Anyway, great, good. I just wanted to reinforce that not all the work is as hard as it looks, and we should encourage other newcomers to come jump in.
Actually, I'm thinking about one thing, that instead of like having colorful icons in the dark mode, we should just go for the complete white, or like specifically white. Okay, not for like color fun. It will help us to maintain our order. That will be a better option. Like if we are going for the white version, then go for all white. And we should change the color as Devapriya mentioned in the PR. I mean PR. Yeah.
Yep, just to clarify, you're saying like, hey, so hey, we should have two SVGs, two for each logo, one that has color, whatever the logo color is, and the other one that's just all white.
Yeah, for the dark mode only. Yeah.
All right. Makes sense.
Then we'll have to make the changes here as well. Harshit, you saying something?
Yeah, I was saying something that what we are using for, I mean, just swapping the SVGs for a white and dark theme. I mean, we are just changing the SVGs, or we are using CSS to change the colors here.
We are just changing the SVGs.
I think we should also. I'll recommend to just switch the colors, because changing SVG is more expensive than just changing the CSS. And if you will just, I mean, it's a point of discussion now.
Actually, the thing is, most of the SVGs are already present in the website, so it doesn't matter, I guess. Like if you just go to the files, then you will find out that most of the SVGs are already there.
The SVCs are there, I know, but changing it on a dark mode, just we are switching the dark mode to light mode. We just changing the whole the SVG, and this is little expensive, and we are doing for I think 20 SVGs there. So that was the point why.
Okay. We
So
can talk about that on PM.
This is not the only list of integrations that we have. We will have others in the future. So if we can reduce having 2 SVGs for one logo, that'll be great. And since we have a system in place to fill them in white, you can consult Harshit if that's not clear to you yet. I think he'll let you know how we can fill it in.
Yep, I will be there.
Is that fine, Sahil? And in that case, I don't think, I think you can reduce the effort as well. You can probably just define the CSS in one place, and it should be applicable to all the logos instead of importing for all of them, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it will be very easy compared to that.
So let's do that. Okay, and this is the same component, right? So it should be changed here as well.
Yeah, that issue is because I forgot to pass a theme component over there. I will fix that.
Okay. Cool. And one more thing is over here, since this is the active button, can we switch the color of these two? Because it's sort of like in the dark mode. If the active one is white, it might look like this is in focus. That is my opinion, but
Yes, we should use, but I think in a news page we are using a white for a non-active. I think. Can you look at a news page?
yeah, I think that was bugging me earlier as well.
Yeah.
What do you, okay, apart from me, what do the rest of you think? Should we have the active one be white, or right now this is the active one? It sort of feels to me that this is the active one. So what do you guys think? Just a small change. So feel free to express your opinions on the call right now. No judgments.
Actually, the border around the press release is confusing, looking like active, but also looking a non-active because the cover is bright. So it's confusing.
Okay, since no one plus one to Harshit. Okay. Cool. So Sahil, get in touch with Harshit. I think that'll be an easier way to go if you're filling all the icons with like the dark mode.
Okay.
Also talking about the dark mode, Harshit, or I think Nikhil was also looking. Did you guys find a fix for the flickering effect that we are facing? And we, yeah.
Yes, I have the local solution. Yeah, I was also consider Nikhil discussing at night. So yeah, we will provide solution about this now. The solution is, if I want to explain, is that just use the mounting effect after the SSR. So it will not, I mean, affect the SSR also, and it will make site more not flickering, not flickering. So that's the solution.
Will you open a PR for that soon?
Yeah, I will discuss with Nikhil at the evening around his. So yeah, I will tell the solution. Then we will proceed.
All right. So right. So next up, I don't think this is his name. It might be his GitHub username. But we don't have him on the call either. But I'll just show it once because this is a new update that we have. So on the blogs page, since the tag list is becoming too long, we have decided to add a scrolling, inline scrolling through the tags and the categories. Right now, the categories is not scrollable, but once the list increases, it will be. So the tags are scrollable for now. So what is visual as well. So 1 second. Kamal, will you mute yourself? Yeah. So Nikhil, what's the problem with this? Like, what is the update that we need?
Okay, which browser are you using right now?
I'm using Chrome.
Okay, for you the scroll bar is good enough. Like it comes as a thinner width. But if you move to some other browser, for example, if you have Firefox, I'm not sure.
Let's try Safari. It looks okay to me, but yeah, it might be problematic.
I will share my screen.
Yeah.
Is my screen visible right now?
Yeah.
It is.
You'll have to scroll near the tags list.
Scroll near the.
So the tag isn't visible. Is that the issue? The scroll isn't visible.
No, it is not visible.
Anyways, okay. Let me share the screenshot. Just a second. Yep. My screen is visible, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, no, not this one. It would be. Oh. So the thing is, by default, the scroll bar that comes up is the thicker one with these arrow icons. Like I'm on Brave browser, and for me the scroll bar comes up like this. Generally, like Chrome by default has updated their scroll bar design to that thinner one. So in Chrome, that's the default scroll bar. But still, in case of Brave, I think that's not the condition. But we can modify it using the CSS which I pasted. That is either using WebKit scroll bar, or that way we can modify the whole scroll bar. But for Firefox browsers only, we can not modify the design of the scroll bar completely, but we could modify it to be thinner than what it is right now. So yeah, I just pasted a couple of CSS properties that could be used to change the scroll bar to look exactly similar to what we see on Chrome.
All right. Thank you, Nikhil. Right. So, do we have any other topics for today? Anyone who has anything else to discuss? Or if you're facing any issues, you can point it out right now. No. If I'm not wrong, someone was about to share your screen in the beginning of the call. I can't remember, but you have.
It was me. I will try to share.
Okay.
I wish I can.
Yeah. Are you sharing now?
Is it visible?
Yeah.
I guess no.
But your screen is lagging. So, okay, I think you were about to share Bhavya's PR locally, if I'm not wrong. But we cannot see your screen right now. Let's
Okay.
Bhavya to complete the PR, and then Bhavya, if it's possible, can you please do a screen recording the next time you ask for review? I think that'll be helpful for all of us.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Great. Then we can. Okay, so Lee has a topic. Lee, you can go ahead now.
Yeah, just one other, just reinforce what Deborah Priya had said earlier, which is we'll get we'll get an event on the calendar this week for Friday. This Friday, probably 2 hours and 10 minutes later than it is right now, we'll probably host a, gosh, what did we say that was? Like a how to contribute to a CNCF project, get your first PR.
Using cloud native open source projects.
Okay. So anyway, we're gonna have an event, and guess what? It sounds like a lot of work, and we all know how lazy I am. So, so I'd much rather see like any of you engaged. And well, for some of you that are on the call, I'm going to specifically ask that maybe you'd like to present. Maybe you'd like to take a 5-minute topic during the event to explain, I don't know, Git, an aspect of Git or DCO or whatever. We'll get a deck together, send it out in the community Slack for people to look at the various topics that we might cover for that hour. We want to, it's kind of like a pre-Hacktoberfest event, I would think, where we're just helping folks that might be somewhat sheepish or have imposter syndrome like all of the rest of us do. And we just want to take an hour to share with them that it's totally feasible, not too hard. And if we can get some non-code contributions in there as well and explained, I think that would be really nice. One of the things that I'm a little bit at a loss as to is when, and maybe, I don't know if this is something that Deborah or that Johnny might have some insight into, but one of the things that's been a little bit of a challenge for me is in describing a UX issue, we'll put so describing the issue is no problem, and articulating how it is that we would like for designers to engage and collaborate. We have a system for that. Maybe it could use improvement. I don't know. But getting the attention of UXers, like, I don't know if we're using the right labels. We'll put on like UX or UX-design. We've started to put one on there like Figma, just in case people are looking for like the tool more than they are the design. Or if there's particular, I don't know. I don't know if we're doing it right. Like, I also know that cloud native infrastructure projects, like the ones that we tend to focus on here, aren't necessarily the first place that a designer might come to spend time. It may not be evident to them that there are a lot of things to be designed. So we're at a slight disadvantage in terms of wooing them, attracting designers. Deborah Priya, we had a call for a redesign of the meshry.io website as well. So maybe switching topics. So there's the event on Friday, a little more info coming out about that, and how some of you can either potentially present or at minimum participate, like in the issues that are raised as we, and participate on that call, but then also how you might participate in terms of helping folks that come in new. Many of you are already doing it. Many of you just do it because you see other people doing it, so you start doing it. I think Deborah just got done welcoming someone today and saying hi and giving them some resources and stuff. What a fantastic thing. And so the same thing is true on the pull request. Any pull request that's opened, feel free to go review it. That's a great way to learn if you're trying to give feedback to others. It also helps lighten the load a little bit for the maintainers. If you're giving incorrect feedback, that someone will let you know that that's incorrect, right? Like in a polite way. And guess what? If you're wrong, who gives a crap? Who cares? Please take your pride and shove it. Like, it doesn't, like, just go learn anyway. I just got done being wrong in Slack earlier. I'm not going to point out where it was so no one can go make fun of me, but I was wrong. Fine. Good thing Ashish Tiwari isn't here, so he doesn't have to, I don't have to like say it to his face. But I was wrong. Anyway, the point is, like, go get engaged. And my point was, during the event and during Hacktoberfest, hopefully we'll have tons of new folks coming through, and we want to give them the best possible experience that we can. We try to, we really try to do that, try to engage people. There's hopefully a lot of folks. There's no way that I'll keep pace, that's for sure. Again, going back to the laziness comment, like we all know that that's true. So for anyone that's on the call, like unless you're in an internship here, if you're in an internship, no, that is not to be your focus. You have goals and things to accomplish already. Helping the occasional person who comes by, yes, you're doing it already. But for those of you who aren't in an internship or who are not a maintainer, who don't have ongoing responsibilities, yeah, please make Hacktoberfest your mission. As a matter of fact, if you do, I would watch out, because probably at the end of the month, you might be asked to take on a role in the community. So yeah, so forewarning, I mean, if you do that, that's your fault. So, cool.
Anything else? Anyone? So I think that brings us to the end of the agenda items today. We are 5 minutes early, but we don't have anything else to discuss. Not wrong. So I think the assignments and the action items from today's call is clear to everyone. So let's work on all of these. I'll add a summary on the discussion forum today itself, and you guys can take a look once more. Right. So yeah, that's all. Thank you all for joining. See you next week. And please do think of issues for the Hacktoberfest that is coming up. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Divya. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
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 Bye.